Hey there, Benny Pang here with yourtorontohomesearch.com again. And today was parent-teacher interviews. So what happened? I mean, a little background story about my 10-year-old, Lennon Pang. He is in the Clinton School currently right now, and he's been there for 3 years now, and he's very happy there, right? He was diagnosed with ADHD, ADD, about 4 years ago now, and at that time we were attending a Da Vinci school, which is a alternative school in Lord Lansdowne, which was a very tough fit for him because of the way that the education system was over there. It was just quite frankly not suited for him. It actually worked really well for the girls that went there, and interestingly enough, 3 years later, when we touched base with the people there, his class that he came up in only has girls existing in it. There's not one boy left in that class right now. So we found that during the time to make that decision to pull him into Clinton into the learning disability program, we had to make some big decisions then, and it seemed like the world for us to make that decision to change some schools and everything like that. And we were still unsure, but we were happy enough to say 3 years later we made the right choice, because we went to the parent-teacher interviews. Of course, still working on things, but it's much better. His learning level has come up to speed, for his grade level and everything like that, and he has matured quite a bit more, and he's got a lot of friends at Clinton School. So the beauty about living in Toronto, in downtown Toronto, so say, and raising a family, really, is that there's so many resources around for us, right? It's just a matter of finding the right school and the right fit for your kids, and I know that can be super hard, but we dug in deep and we found the right school. So right now he's at Clinton School. He has lots of friends, and he's learning very well. And I remember when he was first diagnosed with ADHD, we were wrapping our heads around that diagnosis and everything like that. And quite frankly, I think it's a benefit, right? It means that he's a special kid. He's always very popular, and he has a harder time fitting into that class mold of 25 kids in the class and just sitting and being quiet and learning with the system that we have now. He's very difficult with that, and he has always learned better in smaller classes. So that's the beauty of being in Toronto downtown. Now he's in a classroom size of 12, and he gets very individual attention, and he's learning quite a bit, right? And he's excelling in some parts and still working on some other parts, right? But the whole point is that I knew when he was first diagnosed with ADHD is that everything was eventually going to be okay, because he was able to do one thing well. And I remember back in those days, he would sit for hours just folding origami, and he would fold origami, and he'd go through these books, and he did very well, very well at it, better than anybody that I know, really, right? Almost thinking to go to the park and just have a little booth and just sit there and fold origami for people. I mean, that would be super cute, and it would draw a lot of attention, right? But I just knew that if he could just do one thing well, everything would be okay, right? And now it's quite a few years later, and he does a few things extremely well. Another thing that he has really taken to is Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu and Judo. He does very well in those classes, and he focuses very hard. I mean, he's at Clinton School. He's joining almost every athletic team there is, right here. And many times he goes to school at 8 a.m. in the morning for practices and stuff like that. So he loves his school. There's nothing that can hold him back from going to school. He loves going to school right now, and we're happy to say we found a perfect fit for him. And we're always working on something, but right now we're very happy with his progress. We're very happy with the parent-teacher interview, and that's how it's like living in downtown Toronto, right? There's lots of resources around. So yourtorontohomesearch.com. If you have any questions about this journey that we've had, let us know. Bye.